The Institute for Research of Public Safety and the National Highway of Transportation Safety Administration both report that mechanical defects and or worn equipment on vehicles was the cause for a major factor in 12.6% of crashes. More than 850,000 accidents in a year could have been avoided if the faulty vehicle was in compliance with inspection laws. I want you to think of the driving conditions you deal with daily. I'm sure you can think of many examples like vehicles with no taillights or headlights, along with busted windshields, driving on the streets. Now, think of how many times you've nearly been in an accident because the driver in front of you slammed on brakes, but did not have taillights to warn you of the sudden stop. This is just one reason why I'm against the proposal to eliminate annual safety inspections for Mississippi. I'm a firm advocate that by simply having your vehicle inspected each year eliminates many dangerous road hazards and costly fees that come with operating a vehicle. Today, I would like you to take a moment to hear me out as I explain what inspections look for in a vehicle, why they are important, and why we need to keep the law. What does the inspection consist of? Section 3 of the House of Bill 115, Section 63-13-9 of the Mississippi Code of 1972 states that inspections shall be made of every such vehicle, and such certificates shall be contained with respect to the mechanism, lights, tires, brakes, and equipment, including the test to determine the luminance, reflectance, and light transmittance of the windows of the vehicles that have been tinted or darkened after factory delivery. It also states, no device may be issued to issue a certificate under the chapter unless the vehicle's license plate is clearly visible, including the month and year from a reasonable distance. You ask how this might keep us safe. Well, many people these days feel like driving is a right, not a privilege, and they feel like they don't always have to be courteous of the ones around them. I read an article from the union leader that explains how we could have avoided hundreds of thousands of accidents if people would have just taken better care of their cars. Cars these days may be ran by computers and may be high tech and fuel efficient, but the brake pads, rotors, light bulbs, steering components, and tires are not. They wear and tear just as quickly as they did years ago when this act was initiated. Chad Fadley, a service manager at Fadley's Auto Masters of York City, says that it's important that vehicles that we're driving today are inspected and under safe operating conditions. He says these things are 4,000 pounds of metal, and if we can't stop them or steer them, then someone's going to get hurt. These are just some practical reasons for this law, which states the obvious as to why it's important to keep it, and it's all about safety. The annual inspection simply checks to see if simple things such as your brakes, brake lights, headlights, blinkers, clear windshields, and windshield wipers, along with many other things, are in safe working conditions in hopes of eliminating dangerous driving hazards on the streets. The act of getting your car inspected is so minute at the time that you feel like it's unimportant. But the quick check for maintenance could prevent a wreck, which could save a life. Statistics show it, but common sense applies it, that roads will be less safe if we pass this bill. There are rules that we must follow to keep and to maintain the best safety possible on our roadways. Just like our state requires a license to drive a vehicle and a test before acquiring our driver's license, your car should also meet requirements before hitting the road. If you take a loan out on your vehicle, the state requires that you have proper insurance to drive that car. If you do not abide by the rule, you risk being fined. The same should be implied for maintenance to keep your vehicle safe. Some people do not like the annual inspection process, but it's just another law to ensure your and mine's safety on the streets. The article from the union leader also stated that every year, at least 20% of 1.5 million drivers fail inspections for simple things such as your brakes and tires. So why in the world would we turn a blind eye to this important issue? The program helps save one lives. Then I say it's completely worth it. I have made you aware of what the law checks for while doing a vehicle inspection, and explain that by simply having your vehicle inspected each year, you can help eliminate dangerous driving hazards and also maintain costly fees that come with operating a dangerous vehicle. I hope that by this little bit of information, you will also become an advocate for keeping inspection stickers safe. I ask you to take a moment and think about the lives that are in danger due to the fact of vehicle inspections that require maintenance. So join me in taking a stand for keeping the bill in act of requiring annual safety inspection stickers and saving lives.